Hello, my Flosstube friends. I am Christy. I am the crosshatch quilter, and I'm so excited to be back here today speaking to you on Tuesday, November 25th of 2025 for Flosstube number 42. I hope this video finds you well and that you've been just busy creating the life that you love. It is Thanksgiving week here in the US, so I envision many of you making pies and cookies and rolls and just all of the fun prep that we do before the big day here in 2 days. So I thought that I would get on here before the season has passed to show you my turkey and Thanksgiving stitching that I have accomplished or am in the middle of. It's my favorite holiday, so I just really enjoy working on turkey stitching up until the day of or even after. We've had a great month here. It's been a busy month. We had COVID and my sister came to visit again, which was really nice. And my daughter is busy preparing for the Nutcracker Ballet and just the end of the term classes. She does homeschool. So we've been super busy, but we have much to be thankful for. And this year, especially with Kyle having his open heart surgery and everything, we're just so thankful that he's still here and that we have this holiday to celebrate together. So many of you have asked me how he is doing, and he is doing well. Of course, it has a few ups and downs. Like a week and a half ago, he went to the emergency room with just some issues, and then we were there all day, but for the most part, he is healing well and doing well, and we are so very thankful for that. So I hope that you have been busy creating the life that you love, and let's just get started. I wanted to get this filmed before I left for Thanksgiving, but I kind of need to get on with it. So I've got a lot to accomplish the next day and a half. So I have quite a few finishes to share with you today. The first one, and if I can find a picture of it, I will insert it here. I couldn't find my chart, but I stitched this in January and then I fully finished it yesterday. And this is by Stacy Nash. It is just a snippet of the chart of the 12 days of Christmas. And I knew all along that I wanted to stitch this and how I wanted to finish it, putting it here on this spool. I just thought that it would be a fun little addition to my holiday displays with little pillows and such. But I just finished it into a roll here with some holly berries there and a little bit of red tartan plaid on the side to attach it to the spool. And I stitched this on 36 count vintage pear by Lakeside Linens. It was just a little scrap piece that I had left over from a project. So it was the perfect size for this. It barely fit from end to end with enough to finish it. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. I just stitched it with Schoolhouse Red by Gloriana. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. Super cute, and I'm excited to get it displayed now. And then I just have it on this spool from Pete's Bee Skeps, which was the perfect size for this. And then I have my little Kohana scissors in there. I love that Christmas red. Super fun. So that one, I'm glad to have it fully finished. And then my next finish is a start and a finish since my last video. And I have wanted to stitch this chart. It's been on my wish list for quite a few years. And a sweet friend of mine sent it to me. So the minute that I received it, I started it. And that is Give Thanks, and this is just my copy. Give Thanks by Brenda Gervais. It is an out of print chart, I believe. But I have since finished it and sent it off back to her in the mail. So thank you so much for allowing me to stitch that. But I stitched it with all the called for threads, which just, again, Brenda Gervais and her autumnal color palettes are always my favorite. And here is my finish. I love it. It is so, so cute. So I stitched it with all the called for threads, like I had said, on 36 count Ren by Picture This Plus. And it is just Thanksgiving and turkey perfection. I absolutely love it. It was a fun and quick stitch. So I'm really excited about that. It just adds to the enjoyment of the holidays when you get a stitch in the season. So this one was a really, really fun one for me. And like I said, it's been on my wish list for many years. So I was super excited to get that stitched up. I don't know how I will finish it yet, like fully finish it. Maybe on like a butterboard or something like that. We'll see. I have a whole year now to figure out how to fully finish it though. I don't intend on finishing it until next year at this point. And then my next one is another start and partial finish, and this is the Christmas Parish from Annie B's. This is for the Jingle Ball, oh my word. And I'm stitching it on the Suggested Linen, which is 36 count Aztec Red by Weeks Dye Works. And then I'm stitching it with Blanc, which is just a Vera Soie Soie silk. And I love the coverage on that 36 count linen. Super cute. I intend on stitching all three of those, and then it comes with a bonus chart. I might stitch that one in green thread. I want to start a green thread bowl like Lori has. So that's my first pair finish. I have 2 more to get done. We'll see if I can get it done for the Jingle Ball. My next start and partial finish is from the book Deck the Halls from Blackbird Designs. This is a little book that has 6 strawberries in it for Christmas. I believe it came out in 2018 and I've had it kitted since then. So it's just been patiently waiting for me to decide to stitch it. I am excited to stitch along with Merritt from Sew Just Because and Chris from Eeyore Stitches and anyone else that would like to join us for these cute little berries to deck your hauls. I don't think there's a hashtag or anything. We're just picking them up and stitching them at our leisure. And I have got 1 finish so far. So I started with the first one. Like I said, there's 6 of them in here. Let's go through them if maybe you have never seen them before. There's the first one. It came upon in Midnight Clear. And then there is this Christmas Visitor, which is so cute. He's just precious. Christmas Cactus. And there is From Me to Thee. The First Day of Christmas. This one might be my favorite. I just love him. Very pretty. And they're not very super Christmassy. I'll probably leave these up all year in a little bowl. And then Dancing Sugar Plums. And is that the last one? I believe that was the last one, yep. So I've got my first one done. And it is so cute. This is stitched on the called for 36 count, I believe, kudzu. Let me look. They all call for a different linen color, which is really fun. I think it adds to the interest of the berries. It's putty, 36 count putty by Weeks Dye Works. And then I stitched it with all of the called for threads. They're very Blackbird design colors. Not necessarily Christmassy looking, but very Blackbird, which I absolutely love. So I am looking forward to stitching all of these. I originally thought that my goal was to have them finished before Christmas, but then I kind of got distracted by turkey stitching. So I don't know if I'll get those done or not, but I'll just keep working on them. And then I've started on the next one. And this one's on 36 count L by Picture This Plus. Okay, oh, and I have it housed in my cute bag. This is fabric by Lori Holt. Super cute. I love the fabric in there with the churches. Very pretty. A fun and quick stitch. So if you'd like to join us, please do on that. And then I have one more finish. This is my biggest one, and that is Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut. I showed this to you last time that I had been working on it. There was still a lot of stitching left to go. This is where I have spent most of my stitching time. And my goal was to finish it by Veterans Day, and I accomplished that goal. I started this as a SAL 2 years ago on Veterans Day. So I was so happy to have it completed, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my very, very, very favorite cross-stitch pieces I've ever seen. It's just absolutely magnificent. Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut. I have it housed in my bag that I'll have to put a new patriotic stitch in now. But I stitched it with all the called for threads, and I stitched it on 36 count gray by Weeks Dye Works. And here's my finish, yay! Oh, I feel so accomplished getting this thing done. It is a lot of stitching. Teresa Kogut's patterns are very detailed and have a lot of color changes in them, but that's what makes it just absolutely spectacularly gorgeous. I just thoroughly enjoyed working on this, and I can't wait to get it framed and displayed on my wall. So I did a lot of eyelet stitches. The entire alphabet is in eyelets, except for the 1, 2, 3. I just decided to do those in just the blue with regular crosses. And then I did all the inside of these flowers with eyelets, and then these adjoining stars. I had pondered for a moment, and then I got my head on straight to do all these little blueberries with eyelets, but there was just too many. I love the colors in this, absolutely just so pretty. Oh, it's one of my favorites, and I just, now that I have it finished, every time I walk past it, I just take a second and look at it. So I'm really excited to get it done. So that also took me away from Christmas stitching, but one of the things that I did at the very end, because there's a lot of page breaks in this chart, and they all fall in this, a lot of the page breaks fall in the strawberries. And I was just going insane trying to figure out the stitches. So I taped the chart together. Like I took a photocopy and I just taped it together. And that helped me to retain some sanity. So if you ever have that issue, I highly suggest making a photocopy, taping it together. It really, really helps on those page breaks. So there we go. There are my finishes. I'm so excited. It's fun to have, you know, some finishes behind my belt. I felt like I had gone a long time without getting quite a, you know, the big stitches on finish. So, okay, so I have wanted to stitch the Prairie Schooler Santas for quite a while, and every year Lori stitches a Santa, and I keep wanting to join her. So I was talking to my good friend Yvette, and we decided to pull the plug, to just do it this time. So I asked Lori what her colors were. She does have a Flosstube video where she goes over that, though. It's a couple years old, but I'm following Lori's color choices, and Yvette and I am starting with the Snowman Santa, and it is from year 2018. And my dog Gus, he got a hold of that chart and ripped a hole in it, but I can still stitch from it. It just makes me smile, and I'm happy that this is the first chart that I'm starting with because of that. And I have got my threads here. The red is 347, the green is 469. Those are the two main colors in there, and then another green is 610. I think that's a green or kind of a brown. It's hard to tell with the sun shining in my eyes. But there's my colors. I have them on these cute little Santa floss drops. I believe these are from Hobby Lobby. Super fun. I've got it housed in my Santa bag, and I've got all the charts in here. So I have I have my work cut out for me, but I just needed to at least stitch one a year, but I think that my goal will be to get several of them done. We'll see. But there's my tiny, modest start. I believe Yvette has already finished this chart. But I'm loving the colors, and so thank you, Lori, for sharing those with us. And it's just going to be such a fun project. So I'm excited about that. Stitch all the Santas. My next project that I worked on, and this is a mini start, is Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow, and I started on a new block. Been working on this project for quite a few years now, and I wanted to stitch this turkey. And I had watched my friend Lisa, who is L Snaps, do an adorable Flosstube video last fall showing all of her turkey charts that she wanted to stitch. And so I remembered that video because I just love Thanksgiving stitching. It's seriously my favorite. And so I messaged her and I'm like, hey, do you want to start Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow? And I knew that she'd mentioned that she starts on the bottom left. So that turkey was calling our name. So that is just exactly what we did. I've got mine housed in my amazing portfolio bag here. My friend Debbie from Debbie Stitching made it for me a couple years ago. I absolutely love it. I think that this is my favorite bag. I just love it so much. I'll be sad when this project's over because I just haven't been enjoying it. So I am stitching this with a color conversion from Shepherd's Bush. I bought it several years ago. Here's all the yummy overdyed threads. Very autumnal. And here is my progress. So this is previous stitching with all those yummy overdyed threads. I am stitching this on 36 count straw by Weeks Dye Works. And so then here is my turkey block. Yay! I have gotten quite a bit done on him. I've really tried to give it a couple days a week. I mainly stitch on Fridays for my hawk runs, but I just really wanted to get some good progress in on this turkey block. So I've got to finish his tail feathers, and then there's some greenery here, some stalks there, and then there is 4 pieces of corn, and those corn are going to be the death of me. I remember stitching them up here. They're very similar to this. And I remember that out of all the stitching on this hawk run so far, these 2 pieces of corn were just labor intensive, very, a lot of color changes. You stitch like 2 stitches and then you have to do color changes. But there is my turkey so far, Mr. Tom. Absolutely have enjoyed stitching this with Lisa. We've been sharing our progress pictures with each other each week. So I'm hoping to get this done, but we will see, because as I've mentioned on previous videos, I try to get one block done on my holiday or Hawk Run Hollows. And so next is Christmas, and I'm excited to get to Christmas as well. So that is where I'm at on that project. And then I showed you my stitching last time on Thankful Receiver by Teresa Kogut, and I started this with Lori, and we both have it housed in our Joe Morton bag. She finished hers, I believe she showed it in her last Flosstube video, and it is spectacular. I am a little bit behind her, but I'm hoping to get this finished as well. And here is my progress. Isn't he adorable? I love his bucket pants. They're so cute. So I've made quite a bit of progress on this. I've stitched a lot of hours into this in the month of November, and I've just thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, I love seasonal stitching. It just makes the holiday that much more special for me. And even if it's not done to display for this holiday, I've just enjoyed my time, and time well spent. So there is my little pumpkin head cutie for Thanksgiving. Thankful Receiver by Teresa Koga. I'm stitching with all the called for threads. Most of them are DMC. There's a few fancy floss in there. And this is on 40 count Thornfield by Needle and Flax. And so hopefully, my goal is to at least finish this by next fall, but I do have a little bit of sewing to share with you. And then I wanted to go over all of my Christmas whips that I'm hoping to get started here soon. And then a little bit of Happy Mail. So my first thing I wanted to show you is my sewing. I have been doing some bag making, some secret sewing, and one for myself. And this is the Quilter's tote bag by Minky Kim. And I made it with a little bit of Tim Holtz Christmas fabric. And then it has the holly berries on the bottom. Sorry for shaking the table. So as you can see, I've got a chuck full of all of my Christmas sewing already, or all my Christmas stitching. Some of these are whips, some of these are want to start. So I thought that we would go through these so that I can get my Christmas stitching bug. And then I also sewed up a little bag, just a little boxed bag to put all of my accoutrements for it in. A little bit of tartan plaid on the pole here, and it has a little bit of music fabric in there from Tim Holtz. Really cute. I just did a little bit of crosshatch quilting on it. Very easy, fun and done. So I am super enjoying having a bag for each season to put all of my whips in, because I have a lot. My Christmas stitching, I have so much done and up on my walls, and I'm hoping to do a tour of my home, my Christmas stitching and everything here in the next week or two. And I'll be excited to share that with you. But here is the inside of the bag. This is more Tim Holtz fabric. Just has music and like, it's very, you know, ephemeral type. Really cute. And then I did the red tartan plaid handles and binding on the side. Really excited to get this bag done. They're very labor intensive, but they're super fun, I think, to keep your stitching in. And I like how they hold up. All right, so some want to starts are, but I don't know if I'll get to them this year, but I've had this kitted for quite a long time too. This is O Tannenbaum with my needle and thread. I have it all kitted up, and then also there's like an accompaniment piece, Merry Wishes. I think that little sheep is just so sweet. So I really want to get these started. It's been on my list forever. And then I bought this last year at the end of the season. I just had to have it. And it is the Country Sampler color conversion way for this Kathy Barrick reindeer feed sack. And it's just like beautiful blues and greens. So I want to kind of get that started. I have so many though. We'll see. I have enough cross stitch for Christmas to cover my walls in my seasonal wall that I have in my family room, several displays on tables, and then I have a wall downstairs, and then my guest room decorated on that wall. So I really am not in any like rush to get my Christmas stitching, my big pieces done, because I just want to enjoy the process. So I have quite a few whips, and you will see that. My first one is in my Lella Boutique Christmas bag. Cute little zipper pull by Lori Holt. And I absolutely love this stitch. This is not necessarily a Christmas stitch, but a winter stitch. So Winter Moon. And I've ordered Autumn Moon and it's on its way to me. I can't wait to get that one. But here is my progress on that so far. I'm stitching it with the called for threads on the called for linen, which is Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit. Super cute. I love that. Those greenhouse or green trees. It's like a blue-green, really pretty. My next project is in this deer bag. And I love this project. I don't know if I have my cover sheet in here or not. Possibly. This is Dasher and Dancer by Hobby House Needleworks, and I am stitching this along with Lori, and I'm using her color conversion, which is super, super cute. This is, let me tell you the green on it. It's a really cute name. So I'm stitching mine on 40 count brown sugar, and it is Blythe Green by Gloriana. There's the thread right there. Such a pretty green. So here is my progress so far, and I'm excited to get back to this. So, so sweet. Always enjoy having a monochromatic project for each season, and in blue and red, and I have many on the go right now. Oh, my next bag is my snowman bag. Love this. He's so cute. And I have several pieces in here, but the one that is a whip is A Winter's Day Visit by Brenda Gervais. And I believe I'm almost done with like the outline stitching and the details. I think I have just a little bit left to go on the inside, and then I just have fill in. So I'm going to be taking this with me to Thanksgiving so that I can just have brainless, easy fill-in stitching and hopefully get a finish on him this year. Super cute. I love snowmen because then you can leave them out all winter, and all winter lasts, it seems like 6 months here in Vernal. I exaggerate a little bit, but this next one is in another Debbie stitching bag. I love this bag so much. And I've got just all the accoutrements in there for it. And this project's gonna be with me a long time. And that's why I put them in my Debbie's bags. And that is Christmas at Hawker & Hollow. I started this last year, the very end of the year, and took it through January so that I could get somewhat of a finish. I'm stitching this with all of the called for silks. They're very, very yummy. And I really enjoy the mint green that is in this project. I love mint green and red for Christmas. And here is my progress so far. So I've just started with that first block, and it's not quite a finish yet. Almost. So pretty. I love it. I can't wait to get to this. That's the fun thing about having these for the seasons, is each time I pick it up, I'm so excited to work on it now, because before I was getting burnt out with like my autumn at Hawker & Hollow, but now that I've added the seasons, it just scratches that itch for seasonal stitching, which is perfect for me. So it will be a big project for many years. And then my next bag is from my friend Cecilia. She made this for me last year. I absolutely love it. Oh, super cute. And I've got 2 projects in here, 3 actually. So I just got this in the mail, and I'm excited to start it. The Holly and the Ivy. It's an exclusive with Country Sampler this year, and it is by Samplers Not Forgotten. Very, very lovely. So I'm excited to get that started, but we'll see. I don't know what my plans are yet. And then another one is Peace on Earth by Shakespeare's Peddler. I received this from Michelle Farm Girl, and I absolutely love this. So gorgeous. So I've got this one kitted and ready to go as well. I am going to change my linen color, and I think maybe you can help me decide. I'll show you my choices here. I've narrowed it down to. So this is Smoky Quartz by Fiber on a Whim. Kind of has a green cast to it. And then this is Oatmeal by Color and Cotton. And then I was pondering stitching it on Tin Roof. So those are the three. What do you think? Bag is Noel Sampler. I started this last year with Lori. And I'm stitching with all the called for DMC. And I just have a baby start on this. And this is on Tin Roof by Weeks Dye Works. Super pretty. I love the colors on that linen. Lots of choices and projects to choose from. Like I said, my goal is to just enjoy my seasonal stitching. I've got many to choose from. And then my last bag here, these are Want to Starts. And this is by Fig Tree Fabrics. The first one is the accompaniment that Stacy Nash has come out with for the Jingle Ball. This was last year's Jingle Ball from Stacy, and it was a little gingerbread house needlebook. This is how I have finished mine so far. My plan is to put another piece of wool right here, so maybe I can like stick a little gingerbread guy in there. Really cute. And so here is the gingerbread man that goes with it for this year's Jingle Ball. And I've pulled out some linen. I think that the threads will go on there looking very gingerbread man-like. They go really cute with the gingerbread house. So that is a possible start. Another one that I really want to start, I think I've shown this to you before and I've just never started it. Peppermint Pals by Brenda Gervais. I've got all kitted up with called for linen. I have to start this one, The Bells of Christmas. Kitted up with all the threads, and I just love these so much. I think these will look so cute in my bedroom. So I want to get that started. And another one that I would love, I've shown this, I think I've shown this to you 2 or 3 years in a row and I've never started it, but I love these guys, Peppermint and Pine. So I've got that one kitted up, and these ones are awesome because they can be up all winter long. So that is my whips and my want to starts, and we'll just see in the next month or two what kind of trouble I get into with those. And then I have a little bit of happy mail from the Fat Quarter Shop. I was so excited when I opened up this package. They had sent the Garden of Quilts chart by Lori Holt. I absolutely love this. I've seen it in person and it is absolutely gorgeous. And it came with the accompanied needle minder. Super cute. And then some little floss drops. So cute. Thank you, Fat Quarter Shop. And then this is a sewing magnet mate. I absolutely have, I've seen these and I've wanted one, so I'm excited to get that one unwrapped and use it. And then this Vice Versa, this is by Lori Holt. Absolutely love both of those, the Table Runner and the quilt. And then her hometown neighborhood sheep home. So cute, that little sheep. some seed packet stitching from It's So Emma. Breezy. That would be a good beginner quilt. And then Foxtrot. He's so cute. So that is all that I have to share with you today. I hope that this video finds you well and that you have an amazing Thanksgiving week. Until next time, happy stitching.